Out there still many who believe in Darwin's theory more than any scripture as like it has been written by someone scared and does not have any room for critic as it is science. But was it really science-based? Was the guy who come up with it even a scientist? Was he even Darwin himself or someone else? What are the origins of this theory that still catch a lot of individuals? Well, let's dive into it. But before talking about Darwin and how he come up with that new amazing theory that none had thought of before him, let's talk a bit about his grandfather Erasmus Robert Darwin. Early life and education. Erasmus Darwin was born on December 12, 1731, in Elston, Nottinghamshire, England. He came from a family of doctors and scholars, which influenced his intellectual pursuits. He received his early education at Chesterfield Grammar School and later attended St. John's College, Cambridge, to study medicine. Erasmus Darwin was a physician, natural philosopher, and writer, and he made notable contributions to science and poetry during the late 18th century. Works and influence. Erasmus Darwin was a prolific writer and poet. His most influential work was Zoonomia, or The Laws of Organic Life, 1794-1796. It was written in verse and poetic form. It was indeed a work of poetry and not a purely scientific work. In Zoonomia, Erasmus Darwin discussed a wide range of topics related to living organisms and the laws governing organic life. He explored ideas about the unity of life, the interdependence of living creatures, and the potential for species to change over time. While Zoonomia did contain some scientific ideas and foreshadowed certain concepts related to evolution, it was presented in poetic and speculative language. The work served as a means for Erasmus Darwin to express his thoughts and ideas on the natural world through the medium of poetry. I think now we know who influenced our dear Darwin. It seems the guy grew up reading his grandfather poems about the evolution theory and how everything evolved, and that was the grounds on which he represented his grandfather poems in a different, more acceptable way. But again, was it his grandfather who came up with this theory? Well, if you dig deep in history, so many names may appear, including Lucretius, 9955 BCE. Lucretius was a Roman philosopher and poet known for his epic poem, De Rerum Natura, on the nature of things. In his poem, Lucretius advocated for the idea of natural selection, suggesting that certain traits and characteristics in living organisms were better suited to their environment, leading to their survival and propagation. Again, another poem. Okay, enough poetry now. Let's deep into the first guy ever known in history and agreed on by major history sources that come up with the theory of evolution, and the only name appears as Anaximander, 610-546 BCE. Anaximander was a pre-Socratic philosopher from Miletus in ancient Greece, located in Turkey nowadays. He is credited with proposing one of the earliest ideas of evolution, suggesting that life originated in water and that simpler forms of life gradually transformed into more complex ones. Wait a second, so the first part of his theory that life originated in water, right? That is exactly what religion scriptures said. The latest is the Quran 14 centuries ago, and the Quran said in chapter 21:30, "Have those who disbelieved not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joined entity, and we separated them and made from water every living thing? Then will they not believe?" So here God is talking about the separation of the heavens and earth as they were one entity, aka in the West, Big Bang, and also mentions that God made from water every living thing. It is very important to understand that while ancient Greek philosophers like Anaximander were aware of and discussed the role of God and mythology in their culture, they were primarily concerned with understanding the natural world through naturalistic explanations. So basically, the idea of that life originated in water, it was there on the scriptures from the start. Just our friend Anaximander had to explain how we evolved from the water to become who we are, and that, as mentioned before, was based on his own beliefs in trying to explain what others could not explain, so he just added on life originated from water, another theory of life evolving gradually from water to the surface. No shame, but the guy did not possess the tech, the labs, the microscopes, and the AI we have today, but it is shame on us if we still take some outdated theories without putting them on question, especially with the advanced technology that we have, and nor of the above Avayan Darwin himself had access to. So let's use the advantages of our present to challenge traditional ideas and put them in examination so the science could continue its pursuit, as it never meant for science to stop the innovation in making our lives better physically and spiritually. All information provided in this video is easily verifiable via Google, and always remember, my friend, your salvation does not depend on someone else's interpretation.